Hi, this is Doug with Ultimate Lighting Solutions in Houston, Texas. We're going to do a walk around of this 2023 civilian Tahoe that belongs to the City of Conroe Fire Department. All of the lighting is Feniex quad, and we are currently flashing red, white, and we have flood for 360 degrees on independent switches. We also installed a go light to the roof at the customer's request for spotlight. It's a joystick mounted spotlight. And then we also have some cruise light functions on the light bar, the rear pillar caps. And we also are offering the brake pop auxiliary brake lights at the license plate level. As we go into the driver's compartment, we have a Plastics Plus vehicle-specific center console. Since this truck was a civilian model, it did have the full center console that was removed by the customer, and they provided the Plastics Plus contoured center console. We added the battery switch to isolate all the power up front, but we've got a docking station for the computer. Customer provided Harris radios. This is the joystick controller for the Go Light, and then the Feniex 4200 controller, locking padded armrest, dual cup holders, and a cubby. We added a sound off dual color spotlight to the front, and then on the back of the center console we have a Knox box. It's pre-wired, it's not installed, the customer still has it. And we also retained the factory air conditioner controls, and then they have a handheld charger base there. On the back of the cargo unit is all of the electronics. So we've got a Sierra Wireless Airlink modem, the Opticom 2100, a couple of Harris radios, and Blue Sea fuse panels, Blue Sea timer disconnect for the fuse panel, and then a secondary on-off switch, progressive dynamic vehicle charger, and down below is 110 volt power outlet for the charger and auxiliary equipment that will operate off of the Kuzmal auto eject located on the front fender. And this is brake controlled, since this is a keyless vehicle with a microprocessor built in. When you push on the brake to do the push to start, it will push out the plunger, ejecting the cable. Around the back of the car, again, Plastics Plus poly vault with a slide out tray for various tools and command information. We've got a large locking drawer here for, again, various equipment that the customer may need. Two banks of handheld chargers, as well as Harris radios again. And then we also provided a dual USB and a 12 volt socket for auxiliary charging of equipment in the back, like phones, tablets, and stuff. And then we've got another MDT stand. We have a power on-off switch with the red indicator here, and in the rear hatch we've installed the Technique 11.5-inch strip lights downward facing onto the working platform here. As we go into the passenger side, give you a little bit better look at the electronics layout. We use the Rhino 4200 label maker with heat shrink label tape so that each one of the circuit wires is labeled with what it is. We do that in this situation where we have duplicate fuse panel covers, so that if they have to service it and they accidentally put this one on that cover or vice versa, or if the panel comes loose over years of life with the truck, we still have labeling for each one of these circuits. And then again down here we've got that 110 volt circuit, which will provide shore power to the vehicle. It is a 20 amp service for the shore power, so it's more than enough to handle that charger and any small equipment like portable suction, AED, a low power TV monitor for drone operations or something like that. So again, computer stand here on the center console, padded armrest. It is lockable. It does have dividable storage in it. And next we'll go to the lights. This is slide position 1, which is strictly rear facing, no sides. So on the rear of the quad GPL light bar, we're flashing red and amber. On the pillar cap, specific to this body style of Tahoe, again flashing amber and red. We've installed a sound off taillight flasher and then a pair of surface mounts down here. We've synchronized all the surface mounts in the back of the truck, and then again the license plate lights will have a auxiliary brake function, so that when you step on the brakes, those will stop flashing, go solid red, provide a little bit of a pop, if you will, or a flutter, and get the driver's attention. This particular flash pattern and flash sequence does not change as we progress into slide position 2 or slide position 3. And in slide position 2, we're gonna add the sides and the front of the vehicle in a red flash pattern. All of the side facing lights, the 2 steps, and the 200 in the back window are synchronized. The mirror flashes with the push bumper, and we've got that on an X pattern between the ProGuard push bumper and the side, and then also the front of the light bar is flashing red only. And as I said previously, the back of the bar is going to maintain that red amber through all of the slide positions, starting at slide 1. So we've got nice 360 degree coverage. The steps, the mirrors, the back quarter windows, the pillars, roof mount, push bumper, license plate, taillight flasher, and then we also get the headlight flasher in position 3, which we'll show you next. So on the Feniex 4200, we're in slide position 3. We've added white to all of the surface mount lights and the light bar. So we're going to get a white and red alley, white and red on the steps, the 200 in the back quarter window, the surface mounts on the ProGuard push bumper, and then we've got the sound off isolated headlight flasher flashing the high beams as well. So a lot of nice white light, attention getting. One of the features that we do add is with the 200 watt siren system and the low frequency siren system, when you hit the air horn on the 200 watt side, you'll get a flash of white on all of the forward facing lights. So for clearing intersections, that inattentive driver that's in front of you that won't pull over or may not see your lights readily, if you hit that air horn, it will cause all of the forward facing lights to turn solid white, and it'll give you the low frequency siren as well as the 200 watts of air horn. So maybe that'll help get the attention of the driver who may be distracted by whatever it is that distracts drivers. Again, just walking around. And next we'll look at some of the auxiliary functions on the keypad. On the Feniex 42 controller, as I mentioned earlier, we have independent left and right scene lights, front, and then also rear, and the rear is operating off of the pillar cap. So let's take a look at that. We are in Texas, and it is 5 minutes after 4, so we have kind of the brightest part of the day right now. But again, independent left and right. The left is going to give you the steps, the alley, which is going to include the front and rear corner, and then the light in the back quarter window. The front is going to be the mirror caps, and the front of the light bar, and the push bumper. And the go light is completely independently controlled with the joystick. And we'll go to the back of the truck. On the back of the truck, using the pillar caps, because we have the quad service mount, we're able to use multiple functions with these. So we are using the top and bottom on the pillars as flood or scene lights, which again is a great tool when you're working underneath the canopy. It gives you just some other white lighting. It's great for backing up when this agency responds to calls in their more rural areas outside of the city. And we'll take a look at some other functions. Typical application for the traffic advisor on the upper part of the rear facing light bar. We've got independent left and right. It's indicated here on the little LED readout. So we've got center, left and right. And then we have the command mode, which will put the 4 corners and the first inboard modules on a low power solid red, no flashing. So basically it's just the corners of the light bar, and then we've got 2 lights on the pillars, basically those center lights on the rear pillar are going to give us a 20% power on red. So, and again, this is not a command mode style vehicle, traditionally what you'd see with the green light, so don't come at me with that. This is just something that we did for the customer so that if they're on scene extended and they're not in command, they don't have to have all the flashing lights and things like that. So that's pretty much everything around the vehicle that we did here at Ultimate Lighting Solutions. We'd like to hear your feedback. And if you're interested in receiving a quote or information on any of the stuff that we did install, we'd love to hear from you. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks, and have a great day.